All right. Hey guys, so for trading here, this is Ali. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot a quick video about how I draw my support and resistance lines when it comes to trading and how you can use this for scalping or even intraday trading. All right, so let's take a look and dive in. All right, so got a few requests sent in to me about support and resistance, and what I want to go ahead and do here is I want to show you a strategy. Excuse me, guys. Make sure show you a strategy here that you can use and really excel your trading. I mean, this can really be the only strategy that you really need to work with. Okay. And I think it's really going to help a lot of newbie traders and even veteran traders. I mean, I don't know what system you've been using, but to me, I've been trading for quite some time. And one thing I can tell you is the most powerful um, trading strategy for me is going to be support and resistance. Okay. Support and resistance to me is nothing better out there. And, don't, better than any indicator or anything per se. But when you use it with certain strategies, it can really definitely increase your knowledge and also your win rate. So let's go into this real quick. I'm looking at Uber as of right now. And the first thing that I do, so let me step back here a little bit. If I'm going to be scalping, meaning I'm just going to be looking for trades during the market session, then I'm going to be trading on a 5 minute chart. But I'm going to be doing my diagnosis on a 15-minute chart. Okay. And if I'm looking for more of a swing trade, then I'll probably be look more analyzing on a 4 hour chart and entering on a 1 hour chart. Okay. So pretty much two strategies here. You can do from a 15-minute to a 5 minute to do your entries, or you can do from a 4 hour chart to a 1 hour chart, or even a 1 hour chart to do your entries and enter on a 15-minute chart. It just depends on how many signals and entries that you're trying to look for. So just to recap, 4 hour, set your chart. 1 hour, you enter. 1 hour, set your chart. 15-minute chart, you enter. Or you can set your chart on a 15-minute and enter on a 5 minute for more of a quicker scalp. All right. Quicker scalp, and you're going to get more trades. Just know that the higher that you go up, usually the more, a little bit more accurate the trades are. You don't deal with as much volatility during that time frame. But if you're looking to go ahead and fire off some trades during a session, then you can go from the 5 to 15. So let's take a look. Let's jump out here real quick. Let's go to the 15-minute chart, and we're looking at Uber. Okay, looking at Uber here. Take a couple of these off what I was looking at before. So the main thing first with this strategy is you want to recognize a trend. Okay, you want to recognize a trend, and a lot of you might say, "Well, you might be new. How do I know if the market is trending? How do I know if the market is consolidating?" Personally, I like to use trend lines. I mean, I can really just tell by my eyes now. I mean, but trend lines always help. You can kind of see, personally when you got two ends touching, high and lows. So you go ahead and start it here, coming down. You can see that this market is in a downtrend. All right. So that's pretty simple to find out there. Or you can look at it here. Kind of what you want to do is you want to look at the swing highs and the swing lows. So this is a swing low here, and as you can see, it went up to a swing high. So from here to here, that was a uptrend. All right, clearly you can see that was an uptrend, and then it starts to go down. That's a downtrend. You can see from here to here, that's a downtrend. I mean, no secret. Here, this is kind of hard to tell because look, it's choppy. Look how choppy this is. The market is really just consolidating. But if you look at the swing low here to the swing high, you can see that that was a good uptrend. All right, during that time. So one of the ways that I like to do it here is I take a look at it and we go from here, and I drew my trend line, and I'm going to go into the 5-minute time frame to go ahead and set up my entries. So basically, let's take a look here. Hold on here 1 second. All right, here we go. So then I go into the 5-minute chart. All right, go into the 5-minute, and that's when I'm going to be looking for my setups. All right. So as you can see, price in here was still trending down. It hasn't broke the trend. And another way that you can tell when you set up the trend lines is once it breaks that trend line, then you know, okay, I need to stop looking for buys or I need to stop looking for sales. One of the things we look for, and I'll take these off here and just, oh, well, you know what? It's going to have me go back into the other screen. So let me hold up here. Well, I'll take them off. Do it from scratch. So the first thing you want to do is you want to start looking for your highs and then your lows. And what I mean by that is if I'm looking down here, I'm looking at, so basically I'm looking for a swing low, and then I want to see the market push up. Okay. And then once I see the market push up, I'm looking at that low. And that immediately what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to set up my zone. All right. So I set up my zone. Oops. Right there. All right. And what I usually like to do is from the candle. So this is the low you can see was this red candle here. I do it from the bottom to the full candle. All right. To the full candle. And that's what's going to tell me that this was a support. Okay. Support zone. And then it turned into a resistance. So this is the key. Once I set up there, I see the swing low. It pushes the market up. I want to see it break through the zone, and I want to see it touch my zone again, and I want to give me an entry candle. I'm looking for a sell signal, meaning I want to see a rejection of this zone. I see the rejection of this zone here with this candle, this red candle that's set up. So it's a few ways you can go about this. And for my beginners, I want you to wait for you to see a rejection. A lot of the times, I'll just get in once I see it hit my zone, and then I'll know when to get out. But for just easy purposes here, let's wait for a rejection candle. Now you see this candle here, it rejected. All right. So now we're going to get into the trade here. And you can see that's at $53.50. And it went as low as, where did it go as low as? $53.23. So you're scalping that on Uber as far as for the day. That was a nice, what was it, 20 cents move? Let's see, 53.22. Yeah, to 53.50. Yeah, almost about 30 something cents on that move that you could have scalped down for profit. All right. So now I'm looking at it here. Now, at this point, all right, at this point, I'm just going to extend that zone over. All right. I'm going to extend that zone over. Now, technically, I don't like to get in more than I don't like to get in more than 2 times. I mean, sorry, 1 time on the bounce. So once I see it bounce once, I'm done with it. I'm not looking for a second zone, etc. All right. So that's an example of what I'm looking for to get in. Now let's go ahead and get into it here because as you can see here, we wouldn't have got into this just yet because we don't know if this is a downtrend that's forming, but those are still valid setups. Now look, it hit the it hit our trend line for the second peak right here. All right. So basically, we don't know this is a downtrend until okay after this. So now once this establishes, okay, now we can see that it's connected. We can see the downtrend. So anything coming in after this zone here is going to be valid. All right, it's going to be valid. So let's take a look here. Let's go back down to the 15-minute. I'm sorry, the 5-minute. Make sure I'm at the right thing. It still takes me some time to get used to TradingView. It's not my go-to, but I mean, it works. I'm usually liking MT4. So, okay. So now it's hit the top, and we're looking forward to it's broke this zone right here. Okay. So broke the zone right here. All right. So prices broke the zone. So as you can see, it was support, right? And then it came down, it came back into the zone, and it broke back down. All right. Okay. So what am I looking for mostly on this? When the trend breaks my zone and comes down, I want to see some white in between that. Meaning, I don't want to see price just kind of consolidate right here, consolidate, below the zone and then push down or push back up. I want to see it do a clear push down and come back up. So you can see there's white, there's what I call clear space in between that. All right. And then we got the rejection candle here. As you can see, we got the doji up here in the zone, and then we got another strong candle here. So you could either got in at the bottom of this or you could have got in at the doji. So you got a hint here at the doji. You wrote that down from $53.09 all the way down to $52.30. All right. So a nice scalp. And as far as with the exit goes, usually if you're not good with riding trends, always set to make a stop, a take profit at the bottom of the zone. So, for example, if you got into that trade, okay, if you got into the trade here, I would have been looking to get out at the end of where the end of the support zone would have been from this swing. All right. So that would have been 52.63. You would have ended up getting out of the trade. So as soon as that trade started to get closer to this, my zone, I'm going to take my stop loss. I'm going to put that to break even. And then just make sure that's a free trade and go ahead and get out. So let's talk about real quick on your take profit. I mean, on your stop loss. Your stop loss is going to go right. I usually, me personally, I'll put it at the top of the previous swing high, which is right here. All right. So this is the swing high. So I would have been looking to get in here. My stop loss would have been here on the zone, and of course we would have rolled that down to that point right there. So that would have been a great trade. Let's do a few more real quick. Okay, so now you can see price came up, it came back down. Now we got a new low that's been established. All right. Let me go ahead and draw my line here. Okay, so I do the pretty much do the full candle as far as it right there. If it's a small one, if it's a big candle, something like this right there, just be careful, and we'll probably come up to an example here in one. But so now we got the new swing low. Price broke down. We got a little bit of white. I would have liked to see a little bit more, meaning that it pushed back down a little bit further, looking for more of a retracement. So go ahead and come back in and buy the dip back up. But we got the candle here fired off, and then we got it came back down and hit our swing low, which is right there. So you would have got in at $52.63 and shorted that all the way down to $52.42. So that would have been a very tight, very small profit, but it was a profit. All right. So now we're out of that. As far as we trade, we got in, we took profit, we developed a new swing low as far as with here. But as you can see, we didn't get anything from this particular trade. You can see here. See, it's not enough white. It's not. It didn't come down farther enough to come back up. I like to see a lot more white between that, between the low and coming back up. All right. So that one right there, we wouldn't have cared about. Now the market's coming back up. All right. Back into that zone. All right. That originally was support. and it bounced one time for resistance, and it's coming a second time. Personally, I'm not taking this trade. All right, I know it was a great trade that bounced down, but we're on a smaller time frame. Maybe on a larger time frame, I would look at it, but it just defeats my strategy. I'll only go for the first pullback into the zone. All right. If you do decide to do this, set your stop very tight with these, okay? Because it could easily go against you. All right. It could easily go against you. But for some reason, this zone has been pretty good. All right. As you can see, it bounced up a second time here and down and came down here. So anyway, let's go to the next setup. Okay, we got a next. This is our next swing low. So this swing low didn't work. Now we got a new swing low. Very small zone, as you can see here. All right. So basically, what we would have did here, we seen the rejection. It came down, a lot of white space in between. It came down here, right, to go ahead and get us into the trade. It came back up through our zone. I'm not worried about that. Okay, I'm not worried about that right there. Now, my even though my stop losses would be up to the next swing high, I'm not going to wait till it personally comes up and hit me out of my stop loss. So basically, if price comes up and starts to consolidate into here, then I'll get out the trade. This is just for catastrophic stop loss in case we get some crazy spike in the market and it comes up and the trade starts to run away with us. We want to be able to at least set up a point to get out. But here, I wouldn't have worried about it. It wicked up a little bit. That's not a big deal. But then, as you can see, price dropped. So we would have got in about $52.31, and we could have shorted that down all the way down to $51.65. So that was a nice move. It didn't hit our swing low, which was right here from the next candle here, but it did come close. All right. And anytime that you're familiar with that, just set up a zone for it. Right. So you set up a zone. Okay. Through the wick, as you can see here, this was a big candle here. So this is the zone. Right. So you could have easily wrote it from this zone all the way back down to this zone. Or you could have got out at any time. But this would you'd have made very good profit during that. All right, now let's see. This is why I kind of don't do it on the second attempt. No, well, hold on. I'm trying to stretch that over. Stretch that over there. There we go. So this is the first attempt here. Now look at the second. It just popped, went straight through. All right. So that's why I said if you're going to do a second attempt on the bounce, be very careful. Me personally, I just like to do it from the first first rejection. All right. So we're looking at it here. So perfect. We got that. We don't see these are the swing lows that's been established. We don't really see any other ones breaking. Support the trend. It's gonna hit our trend line, and it's gonna touch this zone 3 times. So we gonna got 1 bounce, 2 bounces, 3 bounces on that zone, which really worked out. But we didn't get a second trade, as you can see. No more swing lows, and then eventually broke the zone. All right, so we're out of the trade. So during this time frame, we would have set off. You would have had 1 trade. You would have been 1-0 there, 2-0 here, 3-0. Right, so that's it. So during that intraday time frame, you've been able to take those trades on those setups. All right, and I think I've already drew it here. I'm going back to the 15-minute chart, and let me just kind of show you the other ones. As you can see here, this was in the downtrend. You can see it on the 15-minute, right? So you know they worked out on the 5. So we go down to the 5. What is this? November 24th. Okay. Oh, and look right here. See, once it broke the trend line, if you would have been looking for an uptrend, you've seen the swing low. The swing high, you set that up, and then the price came up, it bounced, went back up again, bounced 2 times, and then came back in and bounced 3 times off of this zone. All right. So either one of these would have been great trades to get into. You could have got in here at this rejection of this wick, rolled it back up here from $51.80 back up to $52.09 for a quick scalp. Or you could have came back here, rolled it down to try to get back up here to this point. So these trades here, it didn't break the support line, the support zone. So that's was great trades. All right, here we go. So we got it here. We got our support, our swing low, as far as we set up right here. It came down, it supported it. And see that candle. There we go. So it came down, it kept support. It broke down, showed us a little white in between. Resistance came back. All right. And then you can see it broke back down. It easily hit our zone or back to the end of it here. So that would have been a good trade on that setup. Looking at it here, even from this point here, this was a small one, but the one you see, you set this up here. Okay. So we got this here we got a little white came in between. All right. Once it starts to come out. All right. Then it came back up. Look, remember I told you about those crazy spikes? This would have been my stop loss right here at this swing low. Swing high. I would have went ahead and got stopped out of this trade. All right. It would have been sitting at right here. And then eventually it came back down and then made us money. All right. So we would have took the loss on that particular one. Now we're looking for, these are really good setups. No, none of those would have qualified on those particular plays. But I hope you kind of get the gist of it. And like I said, you can do this on any particular chart or time frame. It's a very simple strategy on it. As you can see here, we set up. We're in the sell zone. This is our now it's going to be resistance. It didn't hit resistance to a long part, as you can see. But in the meantime, this was support, hit resistance. We would have took this sell coming down. Now the support that was right here, the price was bouncing off of, we're going to look for a sell. We got a huge rejection candle right here. Wrote that down from $49.84 all the way down to $49.28. All right. So this level was working pretty well for the rejection until it popped right here, which broke the trend line zone. And now we're looking for buys. And if you can easily see, we look at the swing high, which is right here. Look for the swing high, which is right here. We've got a good piece of white space in between there. It came back down. It gave us a good rejection right here on this blue candle. You got in at $50.86, and you could have rolled it as high as $51.40 for the scalp. All right, so practice that. I hope that I know this video went a little long, but you can do this. And like I said, any time frame, any particular currency, it doesn't matter on it. Just make sure when you're doing it, if you don't like taking those trades as frequent on the 5-minute chart, You can always go to a higher level. Okay, so we're looking at Tesla. We look at the hour chart, right? So you see your hour chart as far as it here, and then you would just, you see you got an uptrend easily going here, right? Easy uptrend. Go down to the 15-minute. See if you can find you a setup. You can see here, didn't come back down, almost, but it didn't. No action there. See, we didn't get enough pullbacks on that particular zone there. So let's go to, let's see, 4 hour. Okay. You can see this 4 hour. Woo, my gosh. Tesla has just been on a tear. But right? But you can easily see this is an uptrend. Okay. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Go down to the 1 hour time frame. All right. And start looking for those swing highs and looking for it to come back down and bounce. Here goes swing high here. What we did for the 4 hour, yeah. So we got swing high. Now this one, look at this candle though. Remember I said we do the full candle on it from it. So look, be very careful because you're dealing with a big stop loss here. Okay, but you would have got it didn't break the zone of that candle. It came back down. It came back down, and then so with these when these zones are this big, all right, I like to see a clear cut reason to get into the trade. So this here, a long wick, that's really not telling me a lot. Came back down to almost touched our level, but didn't close below it. Strong up candle. So once it's in the zone like this, I'm not going to take the trade until it comes back out of the zone, which would be about up here. So it came out of the zone, and then you could have rolled it up and took your profits at that point. So, like I said, different ways to go in and get into the trade, but like I said, it works really well from 15-minute time frame to get in on the 5 minute, or from the hour and set up to get in on the 15-minute time. And like I said, you can use it on forex, you can use it on indices, but a great little strategy that I use to this day is still make money with no indicators. So hope that helps. If you got any questions, put them in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer those for you. And as always, like, dislike, subscribe to the channel, comment. Thanks you all so much for deciding to watch this. Bye bye.